general election, and we find that even now affects GP surgeries in the constituency and hospices close to it. So perhaps you can see why people are upset. They feel things are being done to them they didn't have realistic expectations of. But the broader problem, I think, is the economy as a whole. The economy works on confidence. People borrow money, lend money according to confidence in each other. And in the Prime Minister and the Chancellor of the Exchequer, I mean, we've got two people who look like they're going to a family funeral every day. There is an air of miserablism. Even a speech from the Prime Minister, the complete opposite to Tony Blair. This isn't things can only get better, it's things can only get worse. We are literally, yes, of course.
I thank the member for giving way. When you come into a new job and you discover that there's a 22
Things
billion
can only
black
get
hole,
worse.
I think you look a bit miserable as well, don't you agree?
The idea of a 22 billion black hole is nonsense. It's 2.7 trillion. The national debt is massive. It exploded over the course of the last... It increased by 2.5 times over the course of the last 14 years, and it's set to go higher still. We are in much deeper difficulty economically. Even to talk about a £22 billion black hole is not to understand the problems that we've got. We have zero growth in this country. Foreign investment into Britain. Yes, there's money coming in, but it's not coming in anywhere near the rate that we need. We have got major, major problems. And I actually believe that this government has talked us into a recession because confidence is falling to that degree. And you might note that the more rapidly legal migration rises, the more rapidly the population expands, the poorer we get as individuals. The last 2 years have seen record levels of net migration into Britain. And in 6 of the last 8 quarters, GDP per capita has fallen. And this perhaps is the issue ultimately that I think is why people voted, or 3 million of them, asked for another general election. It is the breach of trust between Westminster and the country on immigration. I'm not even discussing the boats. I'm talking about a population that has risen by over 10 million in the last 20 years. The impact of that on primary school availability, the impact of that on housing, the impact of that on people's wages, that is the ultimate breach of trust. Now, Labour have not promised anything on legal immigration at all, but they need to be aware that if net migration figures are anywhere near what they've been in the last few years, confidence in their party will fall further. I think the whole system is in need of absolute fundamental change, and I suspect that this is just a symptom, frankly, is a symptom of a much bigger cry for a different kind of politics in the United Kingdom. You can all con yourselves as much as you like. The old two-party system is breaking up before our eyes, and the next general election is going to see a very, very different Parliament. Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
I totally agree.
I generally find the best ideas in life come from pubs. So it's
prefer it when he doesn't talk about.
A particular surprise that Michael Westwood is indeed a publican representing. We were third on the highest number of people who signed this petition. But
in the last year,
1,000 people.
Similar amount the year before. It's just unsustainable.
People in Clacton. And this debate can be used as a game of ping-pong this afternoon between the two political parties that have dominated British politics since the end of the First World War. But actually something bigger is going on out there.
No more Labour, no more Conservative. We're struggling now. I'll disappear, see if it works.
Have a look at the turnout. The second 120,000 votes. When you think about that and give it some context, perhaps it's not surprising that confidence in the whole system is breaking down. Now, I have to say, having studied politics for a long time, not as long as the father of the house, obviously, but over 50 years, I can't think of a government that has seen a collapse in confidence as quickly as this one has. There are 26,000 pensioners in the constituency of Clacton alone that are losing their winter fuel allowance. They had no idea this was going to happen on the day of the general election. There are 100 family farms just in the Clacton constituency.
Disgusting.
Many that I've met that frankly are in tears because they can't
in one
see
area of the country.
how their
This affects
husbandry,
the whole of the United Kingdom, by the way.
and that has gone on in some cases for hundreds of years, is going to be able to survive inheritance tax. And with the national insurance increases, yet another hammer blow to the men and women running small businesses in this country. They had not expected this. They were promised it wouldn't happen. Election.